Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Zeal for Python. In our last video, we discussed about what is NumPy and how the various arrays are created. Let us now discuss about how to work or manipulate the arrays. As we have learned earlier, arrays in NumPy are the list of large number of data of same data type. We can create the array with the desired data type from this list using the method dtype. For example, if I have to create a data type array with a data type float, I will use dtype np.float. I'm using here np as the float is belongs to the NumPy library. Then let us see the output. As you can see here, the 2D array with float data type has been created. Let us now see what it is like working with arrays. We can say working with arrays or manipulating the arrays. Shape and reshape. You can shape or reshape the given array. We can apply all the arithmetic, logical and comparison operators on the arrays. We can, like the list, we can index it and slice it also. As we have done in list, we can add and remove or sort the arrays also. We can copy the array, we can view the array, we can apply a search algorithm to array, and we can do linear algebra, statistics on array also. Let us start with shape and reshape. Shape of the array denotes the number of elements in row and column. For example, let us consider the array 3, and if I want to know the shape of this array, I will use np.shape and the array name array 3. As you can see here, the output is the tuple of two numbers, which is 2 and 4. 2 means these are the two columns and 2 rows and 4 columns. You can verify it by printing the array. Now as you can see here, we have 2 rows and 4 columns. Size of the array will tell you, size of the array will return the tuple, which will denote the dimension and number of the elements in each dimension. For example, here if I want to see the size of the array 3, it will give us 8. 8 means the total number of elements. Here see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have total 8 number of elements in our given array A3. Size will tell you the number of elements. Shape will give you the tuple, which will denote the dimension of your array. And reshape, we have another method reshape, which will allow you to change the dimension of array. You can change one dimensional array to two dimensional, three dimensional to two dimensional, or three dimensional, and two dimensional to three dimensional. Let us see with the help of example. Here if we suppose we have an array X with 8 elements in it, and it is a single dimensional array. If I want to reshape it, sorry, x dot reshape 2 4 1. And now if I will print, you will get to see our original array is the 1D array, which was 1 2 3. This is our 1D array. Now our new array x new is converted into a 2D array with 4 rows and 1 column. In reshape, the first element will tell you about what will be the dimension of your array. Here if you see I gave 2, it means it is a 2-dimensional array. 4 will denote the number of rows it will have, and 1 will denote the number of columns it will have. I hope it is clear now. But remember one thing, that creating a reshaped array will give you just a view. It is not permanent. Then flattening of array. Flattening means making a bigger dimensional array into a smaller single dimensional array. For example, the 3D array can be converted into a single dimensional array, 1D array. There are 3 methods which can be used to flatten your array, which is reshape, minus 1. Reshape, and if you give minus 1 in it, will flatten your array to one dimensional array. Flatten. Flatten will create a deep copy of the array. And remember, it will be completely new array will be created and it will not affect your original array. Whereas Ravel will create the shallow copy of the array. Objects refers to the same object as original. So changes made to this will affect the original array. Whatever the changes you will make on the array created by using Ravel method, it will bring changes to the original object also. Indexing. You might be familiar with indexing of a list, right? Similarly, indexing is done with the arrays also. Here if you can see array 1, 1, 3, 2, 4. If I want to print the number 3, that is the element at index number 1, we will just mention the name of the array and we will give the index, means 1. So it will give us the output as 3. In 2D array, we have a different approach. See, this outer square bracket means this complete is one array. So this first array will have two index. This array 3 4 2 1 will be at index 0 and 6 7 8 9 will be at index number 1. This is index 0 and this is index 1. This is index 0 and this is index 1. In index 0 again we have a list. So here each element will have their own index. 3 will have index 0, 4 will have 1, 2, 3 and so on. This is again a new list, so it will also have another index 0, 1, 2, 3. Alright. Now if I want to print or if I want to index the in here, see index 1. So if I give like this, it will give me the array 6, 7, 8, 9. For example, here if I tell array 3, I want index 1. Index 1. It will give me the list present at index 1. This is index 0 and this is index 1. For index 0, if I say index 0, it will give me the elements 3 to 1, 4. This is the indexing of 2D array. Now let's go with indexing of 3D array. Here if you know, we discussed this in our last video, that 3D element is made up of 2D elements. So this is my first 2D array and this is my second 2D array. So this is called as index 0 and this is called as index 1. In this index 0, I have two single arrays. So this will be my index 0 and this will have the index 1. Similarly, here also it will have index 0 and it will have index 1. And each element of this list will also have their own index starting from 0, 1, 2. It will have the index 0, 1, 2 and similarly in index 1 also. So here in 2D array, if I have to say print 4, 6 and 5, or let us take another example. Suppose I have this array 4. This is my 3D array. I have here also I have two 2D arrays and 2D arrays will have 1 arrays in it. Okay. Now if I want to print say 9, 7, 11, or I have to index it, how I will do? Print array 4 indexing. This is index 0. This is index 1. So from index 0, I want index 1. This is index 1 because the 2D array will have again another indexes. This is 0 and this is 1. So I will give 1. Now if you can see 9, 7, 11 has been indexed. This is indexing of 2D, 3D arrays. Slicing. Slicing gives the part of the list as per indexes. Unlike indexing, which gives only the element or object at that particular index. Now if we want to index or slice the part, not only a single element or particular index, we want some 2 or 3 elements completely from the array, we use slicing. For slicing, we pass indexes from where to where, like from which start index to which stop index we want. We use the indexes for slicing. Slicing of 1D array is very similar to the slicing of list. See here for array 1, 2, 3, 4. I print if I want if I want to slice it, I will just provide its index and I will get the part of it. Now to slice the 2D array. For here see, I have an array which is a 2D array. Now if I provide 0 is to 2, what does it mean? Let us see with the practical itself. As you can see, I have a 2D array 1 4 3 6 5 7, 2 rows 3 columns. Now here in this example, what it is mentioned, 0, 2 and 1. Now see what does it mean. Okay, here 0 to 2, this gives which part of the array we have to select, right? So here if we say these are my indexes for 0 and this is 1, but here the upper bound is mentioned as 2. As we all know that in slicing, if we give the upper bound is not considered, only lower bound and upper bound minus 1 indexes are considered. So this means from this whole array, what we have to select, we have to select number 1, means index 1, which is 6 5 7. Okay, 4 5. Now you might be confused that it should be 6 5 7, right? No, that was indexing. In slicing, if you give 1, this means consider both the indexes 0 and 1, and from these indexes consider index 1, which means 0 1 2 elements index 0 1 2. So 4 and 5 both have index 1 in both the arrays, so we got the answer as 4 and 5. I hope it's clear now. Let us now consider the another example. We will take this 3D array we are going to see. Okay, now suppose I want now what this will mean. 0 to nothing is mentioned means complete array. From this complete array, 1 to 0 at 1 to nothing means number 1 of this and number 1 of this, means 9 7 11 and 54 87 and 88. We have to slice from 0 to 2, all the elements from 0 to 2. So here we have 0 1 2. As we all know, in slicing upper bound is not considered, so our answer will be from here 9 7 and from here we will have 54 and 87. Please always remember that for 3D array, when we give the first element here, this will tell which index of this whole array you have to consider, and next one will tell you which index of the 2D array it will take, and then which positions they have to show. See here, 0 means consider the complete array. Here nothing is mentioned. If here I mention say 2, so that will also means complete array. Why? Because this 2D array has the index 0, this 2D array has index 1. So 0 and nothing will means consider 0 and this whole array. 1 will tell you which index of both the arrays you have to consider. So we have to consider index 1 of both the arrays. This will tell you which elements you have to slice. 0 to 2 means all the elements from 0 to 1. So 0, 1 and 0, 1. Am I clear now? So let us take another method, which is append, insert and delete. Append is used to append the values at the end of an array. Here suppose we have one array which is array 1, and if we use append on that array, you can append it just like the list. For example, if I have, say, an array which is called as A, okay, now if I apply an append to it, append, what we have to append? I have to append this, say 33 comma 44. Sorry, np dot append a comma, on A we have to append this, right? So it will append it. 33, 44 and 55 are appended on the array A1 or array A. Now let us start with insert method. See, insert method is used to insert the value on whichever the index you will apply. Here, consider a 2D array. A. Okay. Now if I print it, see, this is my simple 2D array. Now suppose if I have to insert a number, say 8 in it. What is the method to use? The method is insert itself, right? So print insert, in which here on which I have to insert? I have to insert on array A. What I have to insert? I have to insert a number, okay, say number 8. Where I have to insert it? I have to insert it before index 1, means before 2. So I will write the index. One minute. Can you see here? 1, before index 1, I have to insert 8. Okay, this is my array on which I have to insert number 8, and this is the index before which I have to insert number 8. So if you can see here on index 1, here 2 was at index 1, right? So now here it is 8 in index 1. Now there are 3 ways to insert the number. The first one is this one. The another is we can insert the same number 8 in 2D array, like in row or in column. we just have to mention the axis there. Okay. Here, if I will mention axis equal to 1, see what will happen. As soon as I mention axis 1, the 2D in 2D array, in column we have number 8. And if I mention axis 0, we have a row. See, we have a row of 8 inserted. For axis 1 is to insert the column before the first index, or whichever the index is mentioned. This is our index number. And for inserting a row, we have axis equal to 0. Delete method is used to delete the elements from the given array. Here see, I have an array A. This is my 2D array. Here, if I delete say 1, this is my index. So whichever array will, say a 1D array will come in the index 1, it will delete it. So this is 0, 1, 2. So it will delete 4, 6, 2. Okay. We can also reverse and flip our array. Okay. The negative slicing will reverse our original array. And flip method can be used to flip. For example, let us see here. This is our array. If we have to flip this array, we will use method flip. If you can see here, 6, 5, 4 is here and this is here. It has been flipped diagonally. If you want to you flip it using row, you will have to mention the axis. See, if I here mention the axis, my original one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I mentioned here axis 1. So column wise, 1, 4 has been shifted here and 3, 6 has been flipped here. So there is a column flip. If I mention here 0, it will have the axis flip. See, 1, 2, 3 is down and 4, 5, 6 is above. It is the row flip. Stacking of array. Stacking means placing two different arrays on each other or above each other vertically or horizontally. Okay, so we can place arrays two types, horizontally and vertically. Two different arrays can be stacked and a new array can be created from the existing one. So for example, if we have an array A, array B, a new array can be created by using a method vstack. Vstack will do a vertical stacking. See if you can see here, 1 3 5 7 9 is my array A, and 21 23 25 27 29 is my array B. Both are stacked vertically using VStack method, and HStack method will stack them horizontally. See, after this A is finished, array A is finished, has been stacked. Concatenate method is also used to connect or stack the two different arrays. And here also we can mention the axis, x is 0 or 1. But remember that axis works only for the arrays which are above 1 dimensions. Copy or view. View method can be used to create a new object that looks same as the original object. This behave as the shallow copy, so changes done in the object won't affect the original one. Arrays created by slicing the original array also behaves as view. Copy method is used to make the copy of original array. Sorting and searching. Sort method is used to sort the array. If we have two array and we want to sort it, it will sort it in ascending order. Where method is used with the conjunction with the conditions in the array, and it will return the indexes that gets matched. In search, we can also mention the value which needs to be placed in the array. For example, here in array, this is our array, and we want to know where or at which index even number is not present. Okay, where is the even number? So it will print the indexes of the even number. So okay, in even number indexes it will print. Then search sorted. Search the sorted array and returns the index where specific value is present. Comparison operators greater than equal to can also be used, and it will give you the condition true or false based on the condition. Now a random method, there is a random method which is from random NumPy has the random module which has a method rand which will generate random numbers. So we have two random methods, which one is rand and the another is randint. So the first one will generate the random numbers of number of times specified. How you will say 6, so 6 numbers will be generated. Can give mentioned number of random numbers and can also mention shape using size. You can ask the numbers, right? If you say you want 6 numbers, random numbers, but you want the array to be of shape 3 3 by 2 or 2 by 3, so it is you can provide the shape also you in this random method. Iteration through the array. See, iteration is the for loop. So the for loop can be applied with iter method on the specified array. For loop can also be used to print the elements of the array. For example, if you have this array and if you want to print each and every element of the array, you can use it with the help of for loop. Single loop is sufficient for your one-dimensional array, and for multi-dimensional array, nested loops will be used. Now if you want to create an array and if you want to save it, we can save the NumPy object into a file using extension .nyp and reload the object with load. So if I want to save this array, this is my array which I have created, it's a bigger array, and if I have to save it, I'll just use np.save. I will use my file name arrayfile.nyp. Under this file name, my object array1 will be saved. And if I want to load it, if I want to use it again, I will use np.load and I will provide the file name in which my object has been saved. Same in similar manner, you can use CSV file or create a CSV file also and text file also. Thank you for your support, and please do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and please be connected with us for the another part of the array, which will cover the algebraic and statistic methods used on the array. Thank you.